That was a real cough that time. Hopefully you can hear me over the Fall Out Boy. I always think that the music is much louder on that end than it is. Whatever. I can't even hear myself think. That's probably the problem. The other video is taking, like 12 different lifetimes to upload itself. And so I figured I would be resourceful. Resourceful? Efficient? Neither of those is the right word. And deal with some things that I have yet to deal with in messages. There is never enough space in these tiny little boxes. 18 lines or something, and I always try and do like 16 or 17 because I don't want to get cut off. It's just not enough for me. I have too many words. Most of them are garbage. Most of them are nonsense. Most of them are not anything that you really want to hear from me. Like this, I'm gonna answer some not deep stuff. It's like, you know that, I always think that you've like watched everything that I've watched, only to find that's not the case. Like Twilight, Divergent. What else have I asked you? I feel like I've asked you other things too, and you're like, nope. But in my head, I'm like, you've watched all these things. Of course you have. Well then, Amy Schumer. Anyway, I think she has a segment at the end that's like, getting deep or something. I don't know. It's obviously because she's all about sex. All her jokes are like sexual. So anyway, my point was, I'm gonna do this segment, and it's gonna be not deep. Not deep. It's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be surfacey. So that was what all I was. I'm just gonna move on now. I could never be a humorist because I don't have comedic timing. You, however, you have comedic timing. It's one of the many things I love about you. Yee. Should I make... There's so many things during the day that I, like, sing in my head. You would... I don't know how you'd feel if you heard them. I always wonder, like, should I make them all into, like, ridiculous songs? Would you be like, that's ridiculous? I don't know. One day, wow, whoa, ooh. Alright, I'm gonna address some, not so deep stuff here. I put the song back, the Sigur Rós song. I did not know. I'm really glad that it made you cry. Not that that's, you know what I'm saying. Crying is good. I didn't know. It makes me cry too. That's the other thing, watching things. I was gonna ask you if you've seen the movie Mysterious Skin. But like everything else that I love that you haven't seen, you probably haven't seen it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We can watch it together. That's fine. Anyway, that song plays at the end credits of the movie, and it makes a lot of sense. You would really like that movie. What if I made a whole video of me singing off-key to you and not rhyming anything? Would you want to punch me in the face more than you already do? Is this as painful for you as it is for me? Probably not. It hurts me. It hurts me when I act this way. It hurts me. It hurts me to my core. Because if I could write these things into a song that actually was not so pitchy, which is not a word, if everything was like rhyming and sounded good together, it would not sound like I was a lunatic. You would know. This is my favorite song right now. It's so relevant. Do you even like Fall Out Boy? I said that in a jerky kind of way. Do you even... do you even listen to music, man? I don't know. I feel like Fall Out Boy is like too pop for you. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. I admit. Fall Out Boy is no grungy Nirvana type. I definitely associate you with bands like Nirvana, too cool for school type stuff. Too punk rock to wear shorts. But this song, like, it's just so good. Is it ironic? I don't know if it's ironic. You know my favorite holiday is the 4th of July. I don't know that... I'm pretty sure Pete wrote this song for me. Actually, he wrote it for Ashley Simpson, but apparently. Allegedly. But... no, I wrote this song, actually. Oh my god. Anyway, getting back to... I'm supposed to be making a video where I talk. Instead, I'm just... But this song is so good! I need to chill for a sec. I hate this video. It is a strong word! Okay. I love this video. It's great. You never... Sorry, I got a little angry there. I got frustrated. You never told me about this dream that you had. Okay, you're writing. You say, remember the dream I had where you had uploaded a video and I saw all the colors? No, you never told me about that. You never told me about that dream. You have only told me... There's only one dream that I remember you telling me about, and it's the most recent one. Where, like, you came here to my yellow house. And then Mom came to the mall and was like, use the potty, it's a long drive home. That's the only dream I remember you telling me. You could have, maybe you've told me previous ones, but you definitely never told me that. Never. Because you told me okay, now I'm remembering. Okay, you have told me previous dreams. You told me one about the rose without the thorns or something. Oh! Maybe that's what you're talking about. All I remember you saying was you had a dream that I uploaded a thing onto YouTube that was a song that I had written that was like Rose Without Thorns, right? Rose? Something like that. And you never told me about colors. I can go back and read through our... Oh, that was better. I can go back and read through our Tumblr messages and prove it, but I wouldn't do that because I've tried to actually go back and like extract information from our like super duper old messages, and it takes forever to load, and it only loads like back six messages at a time. So it's like, what? Why am I doing this? And then I always am like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Sometimes I just like living in the past. No, I would rather live in the right now. But we used to talk a lot more back then. That's why. But no, this is good. Ow, I just punched the table. Like this song though, ugh. One day I will sing the song to you. Don't take offense to it. I don't mean... Yes, obviously, I do think of you when I listen to this song. But not the, like... Not in, like, the nasty way. Not in the, like... Not in the, like, F you way. Alright. In the, like, remember, you're my worst nightmare. Remember, I'm your worst nightmare way. This is, see, you and I were, ah, it's, like, there's, I have to censor myself. Tonight, I was listening to music and thinking about you and crying, and it felt so good. And I was like, there's nothing I would rather be doing for my 27th birthday than, like, crying. Having you make me cry feels so good. No, but for real. But then, when you were like, hey, if you would like to, you can make some videos and talk to me, and I will watch them later. And then I was like, thought about it before I did it, and I was like, actually, there's nothing I would rather be doing. There's nothing I would rather be doing. Than hanging out with you. Obviously, on my birthday. Holy crap, for the first time, just saying that, I'm actually happy that I'm 27. Normally, I dread getting older. Since 18, I've always been like, don't acknowledge my birthday, I don't want to know. I don't want to know that I'm getting so old. But today I'm like, yeah, 27, ooh, feels so good. 27's a great number. I do like the number 2, and I like the number 7, and I like them together. Again, I'm not addressing anything. Let's go back. Asleep. You can keep Asleep off the playlist. Let me tell you why. No, it's anything that you put on that playlist, you should keep on it, because it makes me sad when you take things off. Because obviously you put it on for a reason, but I would like to discuss that reason. Okay, can we talk about the song Asleep? I should move this so I'm, like, looking right at you. Is that weird? No, maybe I won't do that. Let's talk about the song Asleep. So, he's like, sing me to sleep, and then he's like, I'm gonna frickin' die in my sleep, you bitch, cause I don't love you, and, like, like, he's basically saying, like, you're not worth this life, I don't want to live anymore, I'm so happy that I'm dying, I'd much rather be dead. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you put that song on there? I know that you are a deep and complex individual, David Blaine White. However, why? Do you heard the lyrics? He's like, sing me to sleep and I won't wake up in the morning. Like, why would you? Why? I don't want to hear that. Okay, if that's genuinely how you're feeling, I would like to change that. Please don't. Not please don't. Please feel, oh my god. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like I want to go to sleep, even if it's like, yes, I'll sing you to sleep, but then please wake up in the morning. I don't want you to die in your sleep. Like, that's why I was upset about that song. Obviously that makes me sad. How could that not make me sad? What else? I don't know why you took the Frank song. Oh, cause I watched the movie. Still! Okay. Also, I like... Was that your intention of putting that, the Sauron prefers, however you say their name? They don't even know how to say their name. When you put that video, was your intention just that, like, I would watch it and then be like, oh, this is fabulous, I should go watch Frank? If that's the case, then that was really clever, because that did work. I watched it and I was like, where did this come from? I want more. And I figured, obviously, that you had seen the movie if you had posted that, so I was like, I need to watch this. But... Jeez, man. I'm glad you put them back. Reading through this. The dream. Da-da-da-da. I can't believe you saw all that. How do you see that stuff? I don't know. I guess that's because you're special. Indigo. Whatever it is that you watch, really magical, yeah. That sounded, like I was mocking you, but again, I was not. All of blah 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 blah. It makes a lot of sense to me that I was in front of your mirror through a lens. Oh, like I was looking through a lens, which is funny. The essay that I wrote for college, that I used to apply to all of the colleges that I applied to, was called Looking at the World Through a Lens, or something like that. It was some, like, poetic title. And I basically wrote it about, I was 18 when I wrote my college essay, and I wrote it about how photography, getting into photography changed my life. Yeah. Obviously it was a good essay, because it got me into every school I applied to. Not to brag, I've already told you that. It's something I'm very prideful about, because I didn't actually end up going to college. But I love to tell people that I got into every school that I applied to, and then I just was like, fuck the man. Fuck the system, fuck college. You don't need a college education. I do like to brag about that. It's bad. Bragging is bad. When anyone else does it, it's fine. But not when I do it. That's probably the only thing I brag about. That's not true. Wow, how did I get into that? Oh, the lens thing. That's interesting, yeah. What was it called? It was like looking at the world through the way a world looks, something about a lens, something. Gay, I'm gay. Someday I'll play that song for you. My best friend's friend at boarding school. When I graduated from boarding school, new kids came. And so one of my best friends was still there. And this new kid, Ben, came in. And in the library, they, like, recorded him goofing around on one of the guitars. And he wrote this, like, improvisational song. And it was like, I'm gay! And it was really beautiful. And I frequently think of that song, and I think of you, and I feel like you'd like that song. It's great. It's nice. So I'll play it for you sometime. Sometime when we're together, I'll just pull up the video and show it to you. Dude. Chipotle is better since you've gone vegan. That's funny. You changed your mind. And it's funny because after I was like shouting at you about how like, why do you like Qdoba? Chipotle's better. And then I was like, they're exactly the same thing. I feel like they are exactly the same. I don't know. I haven't eaten at Qdoba enough to know. But I ate there once and it tasted exactly the same. I don't know. So Fritas. Still have not had them. Why am I buying so much chicken? So 3 days ago I was like, I'm gonna get back into veganism because you inspired me. So then I ate vegan for 3 days, and then today I was out in the sun for a long time, and then yesterday I went for a 40-mile bike ride. And again, I do these things and like don't take great care of myself. So after like that yesterday and then today being out in the sun, I was like, I need some chicken. It's not that I needed it, I just really wanted it. So I went to the store and got a bunch of chicken. Yeah, no, it was in my head that I was like, if I eat a bunch of vegan food, I don't think it's gonna bring me back to life the way chicken will, which is ironic. But that's how I was feeling. Only chicken. I was gonna tell you and then be like, no, this is not true. But it made me think of you. Because when I was like, imagine myself biking home with just like a bunch of like raw chicken in my backpack, or like that I run into Stop and Shop, take a bunch of the like pre-roasted like chickens, and then like rip them out of the plastic packaging and just like shove them all in my backpack, like as many as I can fit, and then like run out of the store. Stolen chickens with security like running after me screaming like, get those chickens! That girl has chickens! And then I don't know why, I just thought that was something. Me running around and then hopping on my bike, like, get away with, like, all this chicken meat in my bag. Just, like, a backpack full of chicken. That's what I imagined when I was like, yeah, my bag full of chicken. That's not exactly how it happened, but... No, I haven't watched Napoleon Dynamite in a while, but sometimes I'll just, like, think of random scenes and pop into my head, and then I think of you. And, like, the scene where he's got, like, the tater tots in his pocket, and he's, like, unzipping it. And then the one where he's, like, throwing the like ladle full of mush or whatever at the llama, and he's like, Tina, whatever. Isn't the llama's name? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I did really used to like, when that movie first came out, I loved that movie, so I'm really glad that it's one of your favorites, or even if it used to be. Oh yeah, going back to like things that we talked about in the very, very beginning that I had not addressed. Did you say Wayne's World? Yeah, you did say Wayne's World is one of your favorites. I still haven't seen that. One of my best friends, that's her favorite movie too. I still haven't seen it. But I feel like it's a sign that both you guys like it. I should probably watch it. I don't know. I tried. Mike Myers, though. You're into that kind of humor. You're into that kind of humor that can be, like, grating? Like, yeah. And that's... I'll try. Probably watching it with you, it'd be, like, easier to get through it because you could, like, be like, this is why this is funny, which you shouldn't ever have to do. But then I'd be like, okay, that's... No, okay. I feel like that's legitimate, though. Like, okay, Frank I didn't have to do that with. Frank was actually really funny, and so was, the Jason Schwartzman. Why am I blanking on it? The one where he's like the Jiffy Lube, Quick Lube dude. Brothers, Seven Chinese Brothers. That was funny. There was parts in that where I was actually, like, lolling, like, out loud, chuckling, like, hardcore, like, so you wouldn't have had to, like, watch that with me and be like, this is why this is funny. But I feel like Wayne's World, I don't know, something about Michael Myers, he irritates me a lot. Maybe that's just one of those things. Kind of like, okay, like, whenever I think of 21 Pilots, I think of you, and I also I can't stand 21 Pilots, but when we were doing that quiz thing last year that was like, what are things that you remember from the year or whatever, and you wrote for like songs from 2015 that Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. And I remember being like, oh. But like, it's funny because every time that song comes on now, I think of you, or like whenever and their new stuff comes on the radio, I'm like, I hate them so much, but like, you know what I'm saying? You know what, this is weird. This, like, one-sided Skype thing. I should probably stop. Alright, I'm gonna finish addressing things. I just want to make this as long as possible, and you can watch it, or take days to watch it, or, oh, why am I buying so much chicken? I don't really have a reason. I just felt like eating chicken. I am kind of bummed that you don't cry too much anymore. Full-on cry, because full-on crying is so good. I think full-on crying is, like, I think it's better than a lot of things. I do think it's better than sex. I think that it's better than, like, it can be better. Crying is better than an orgasm. I will be honest about this, and let me tell you why. This is my opinion. It's possible that not everyone agrees with me on this, but let me explain my reasoning. So, when you have an orgasm, you're, like, building up, and it's, like, exciting, it's exciting, and then the, like, come down afterwards is like, fuck that shit. Like, it's never worth it. It's like, it's over. Like, it's exciting before it happens, which I guess is why they talk about, like, why edging is good. You know, get all the way up there, but, like, don't actually make it happen. Just, like, then do whatever you need to do. Like, you know, write an essay or write a book or whatever. But, like, the build-up is, like, the good part, and then it's over, and then you're basically, like, crashing, and it's like, you feel shitty afterwards. So, like, crying, let me tell you why it's better, in my personal opinion. Because when you're crying, regardless of what you're crying about, whether you're, like, actually upset, or, like, if I'm crying because of you, it's usually just, I'm feeling lots of emotions. It's not usually, like, straight up upset. It's, like, sad mixed with, like, really good, mixed with just, like, feeling a lot. Like, it's just, like, really strong feelings, and it's just, like, it all comes out. And so, I think, what is my point? I had a point, hold on. You distracted me. Right, so, people think that crying is such a bad thing, because it's like, oh, but it's, no, I guess there's plenty of people at this point, no, it is a release. Like, you're releasing toxins and crap, literally, but, like, the feeling of emotional release. It's like you're letting out junk or garbage or like unneeded stuff that needs to come out, and then afterwards you feel so good. Well, I do. I can only speak for myself. I don't know how anyone else feels, but like, it's such a good feeling, and you're like, oh my god, I just got all that out. I feel so good. I do think that crying is better than orgasms, in my personal opinion. That's gonna be my new tagline. I'm gonna market that. I'm gonna go around the United States with a little popcorn cart and be like, crying is better. You should cry instead of having sex. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, so no, but so I was thinking about that, and I was just like, this is the best. You are making me cry from miles away, and it's honestly better than anything else that anyone else could be doing right now. That's how I felt. So, thank you? Should I say thank you? Is that weird? It's kind of like thanking someone after sex. I've never heard that, except for in one instance. I heard my parents having sex. I was outside their bedroom door. It was the one and only time I ever heard them having sex, and, this was a few years ago. I think I was like 18, 19, and I was living at their house at the time, so they came home, they were drunk, they had gone out to dinner and they were drunk, they came home, they were in the bedroom, blah, 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 and I heard them, and I don't know why I decided to stand by the door and listen. That was not a good idea, but apparently they were close to the end, because then they finished, and my mom said thank you to my dad, and I've told people this before, and they're like, why, thank you, I've never heard that before. I mean, it just was, okay, I can't, this is weird that I'm talking about this. Is this weird? You probably won't think it's weird. Like I said, I feel like you don't think that anything is weird. It's a good thing, because I'm pretty weird. But, mild, in all seriousness. So, what is my point there? Thanks for making me cry. Felt great. I felt... I don't need to add that part. I feel like that's pretty much, I pretty much already, like, insinuated what I meant by that. It was better than birthday sex. You and our fireworks. Is this, like, what do you think of my videos when you watch them? Do you think anything at all? Or are you just like, wow, Libby, what the fuck? Who even are you? Probably not. I wonder what you think. You know what? I would really like to, like, get inside your head. Well, I always want to do that. I'd like to get inside your head while you're watching one of my videos and, like, see the ticker tape of thoughts that are going, like, or whatever, however your thoughts look like. It's probably not ticker tape. It might be because you're a Libra and you're so balanced. My thoughts aren't ticker tape. My thoughts are just like, which yours could be too, because you also have AD. Oh my god. That thing. The deficits of the disorders of the attention system. Hyperactivity. La 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 la. So, it's possible that your thoughts are like mine in that sense, but I feel like they're not. You're so grounded and calm and chill that your thoughts are probably just like, and so when you're watching me, they're probably just like, I just imagine that when you're watching, you're just like, and in your head, it's just like, I feel like I'll draw it sometime. I'll draw it. I know. I tell you frequently that I'm going to do things and then don't. Like, I still think about how I have not yet drawn Batman and Spoderman. Bateman and Spoderman. But I think whatever. I haven't drawn in a while. I drew a picture of you and my mom really liked it. I don't like it. I can do better. It's not my best. But I did think it was interesting that I just had it, like, laying around. This was months ago. I had it, like, laying around in my living room, and my mom saw it, and she was like, what is this? This is magical. And I was like, that's Ohio person, yeah. And she was like, this is so great. What a beautiful picture. And no, I will not show you because I don't like it. I mean, I do. I like it, but in a creepy way. Not like that. I like it. Moving on now. Alrighty then. So 30 minutes. I'm gonna end this. I'll probably make you a third one because I didn't finish responding to your message. Creative. Elizabeth Annalise. What? Is that... Why is it so pretentious? Like, why did your parents have to... Why Annalise instead of Annalise? Like, why the pretentious? Like, I won't question. Are you... I am not a creative person. You know this about me. I don't create things. It's a thinker. I also don't think. Like, what? Elizabeth. 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 Ah, la, 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 la. It's so weird for me to say that, because, like, that's what I say to myself when I'm, like, having a serious talk with myself, and I'm like, Elizabeth, you need to focus. Elizabeth Burns, what the fuck are you doing? Or if I'm, like, really, like, I'm like, Elizabeth, buckle down. Settle down now, simmer down now. It's weird for me to say that to, like, to you. To someone that's not me. Anyways, like, what the frick? My worst nightmare. You are my worst nightmare right now, because I can't figure this out for the life of me. I don't know what to tell you. What? You already know me. Like, special... Okay, this I don't get. You say, I guess I'm asking for something special about or to you? You want something to myself? You want me? That was decent. Let's give me credit for that. No, it wasn't beautiful, but it was not bad. You want me to write something special about myself. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's just be honest. I am not writing to you anymore because that stupid little box is too small, and I get so frustrated to constrain all my thoughts and my words in there, and I cannot do it, and it's too small, and it takes me hours because I write, like, pages and pages, and then I have to, like, edit it and make it, like, tiny, and it just doesn't work for me. So I'm just gonna, from now on, make you videos, and so, screw you. Seriously? Your little asshole hand gesture that literally looks like a butthole, like, you can take this and shove it, and I'm just gonna make you videos from now on, so if you want me to tell you something special, actually, I still don't know how to answer that. You know what? I don't know. We're at a standstill. Standoff? Standstill? A shootout? Oh, like an old Western shootout? Neither one of us is moving right now. I am not answering your question because I don't know what to say, because you need to be more specific, and you're not going to be more specific because you're a jerk. And you're not a jerk, but you're like a mean teacher. That's like a mean teacher thing to say. Like, no, I'm not going to help you. You figure it out on your own. Like, what the frick? Whatever, yo. We're at a standoff. We're at a standstill. I hope you get some sleep tonight. You're already sleeping. I know you are because... At least I think you are. I don't know. Alright. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. I feel like it's weird that I haven't seen you in a while. I mean, it's not that weird. But it is... It's like, I'll see you tomorrow in our words, but I won't see you. You know what I'm actually, speaking of seeing you, sad about is the fact that you told me to delete the... You told me to delete the stuff of you that I had on my blog so that Tu Madre would not see it. And then I deleted that video that you made, and I regret that because I wish I still had that. That video was so great! Of you in the airport bathroom and the dude coming over the loudspeaker and your face it was just so you. Like, I want that back. One day, ow, my back hurts. Justice will be... I will get that video again. Okay. Yes.